Okay, some of you know I have been on a chocolate chip bender lately. And what's been really fun about it is, well, two things. One is I have posted some videos lately and gotten some great tips and tricks and feedback on how to be a better cookie baker. So that's been great. And also it's helped me identify what I now know is my favorite chocolate chip cookie recipe. So that's what this video is about. It is a sourdough discard recipe, and it's chocolatey and it's good, and it has some tips and tricks about the best way, I think, or I've learned, thank you, internet community, some really good methods for baking the perfect chocolate chip cookie. Okay, this recipe is going to be in grams. So this is my gentle, friendly nudge. For those of you that haven't gotten one of these little contraptions yet, get one. A digital scale, very inexpensive, a total game changer to my baking. Okay, you're gonna cream together 227 grams of butter, which is basically 2 sticks. So I know I just did that whole thing about, I'm using grams. Yes, and it's basically 2 sticks of unsalted butter. Into that, we're going to add 220 grams of brown sugar and 150 grams of regular white sugar. That's creaming up now. To that creamed butter and sugar, we're gonna add 1 egg. Do you know this trick about eggs? I always crack my egg into a little bowl before I add it into my mix, whatever I'm doing. That is something I was told once upon a time about somebody added a rotten egg to their batter and it wrecked the whole thing and they had to start over. I've never had a rotten egg, never. But ever since I heard that story, I can't unhear it. So I always crack my egg into a little bowl before I add it in. So anyway, that's why it's in the bowl. Yes, this egg came from my backyard. Good girls. 1 tablespoon of vanilla. So now, once we've creamed together the butter, the sugar, the vanilla, the egg, we're gonna add 75 grams of discard and continue creaming for a little bit longer. Okay, now I've got this bowl good and creamy with my butter, sugar, egg, vanilla, and now I'm going to add my dry ingredients. So in this bowl, I have measured out 420 grams of all-purpose flour. I have 4 grams of salt and 6 grams of baking soda. I put that all in here, whisk it together just a little bit to get it kind of incorporated, and then I'm going to add it to the mixer. Now, you probably know this, but it bears repeating. Don't overmix your flour. So I'm gonna set this to kind of a medium-low speed, my KitchenAid, and I'm gonna add this about a half a cup at a time just until it's incorporated. Don't overwork it or your flour is gonna overdevelop, and that's not really technical. But basically, you don't wanna overmix it because then your cookies will be more tough than chewy. So you're just gonna mix it until it's incorporated. I'll see you back after that part's over. Once everything's incorporated, the wet and dry ingredients, I'm gonna add my chocolate. So I have 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips and a half a cup of dark chocolate chips. I'm also going to use a few extra dark chocolate chips once I bake them, kind of pop them on top to give it a little extra chocolatey goodness, and it just looks really pretty. So make sure you have a little extra for the baking. All right, chocolate going in. Okay, it's time to make the dough balls. I maybe should have warned you ahead of time. This is a make-ahead recipe, meaning I'm making these the night before. You can see golden hour light coming through. Oh, it's my favorite time of day. It's a little blinding right now, but I love it. Okay, so I'm putting these together in the evening. I'm gonna bake them up tomorrow because here's the extra special secret piece of this. Teenagers hanging out. Now, you don't have to do this step this is the extra super secret tip. You're going to ball up the dough the night before and put it in the freezer. And then tomorrow morning, you're going to bake them frozen dough balls on a hot pan. I'm telling you, it makes a huge difference. So what am I doing? You guys have heard me talk about this before. This is what I call my medium scooper. I don't know what, there's probably technically a size for it. I ordered a 3-pack. This is the medium one. But I just weighed what this scoop is. It's 37 grams. It's very specific. I did it 3 times, and 3 times it was 37 grams each time. And then I just put it in one of these, plastic little, Tupperware tubs. I'm gonna do a layer, put a piece of parchment, and then do another layer. I'm gonna fill up the whole thing with my dough, and I'm gonna pop it in the freezer overnight. And then I will see you in the morning when it's time to bake them up. All right, good night, sleep tight, see you in the morning. Okay, it's the next day. I have had this bin tub of dough balls in the freezer overnight, and now I'm putting them on a hot pan. So my oven is preheated to 375 with the pan in there. Okay, let's talk bake time. And something slightly fussy that I'm doing to this batch, but I really think it's worth it. So, told you about the hot pan. We're going to preheat the oven to 375 and heat the pan along with it. We're gonna put the frozen dough on the hot pan and bake it for 10 minutes. Then we're gonna take it out of the oven, and then you're gonna add a few extra dark chocolate chips to the soft dough on each ball. I don't know, 2 or 3 or 4, however it looks pretty and you like. And then pop it back in the oven for 2 more minutes. Then bring it out. So total bake time, 12 minutes, but stick in those dark chocolate chips at 10. Totally worth it. Okay. See, it's a perfect little chocolate chip cookie. See that? Moist on the inside. There's a little extra chocolate on top. Just makes it look cute and a little extra chocolatey.